Hi everyone, this is B. Srinivas Raju. So today we will discuss about DC generators. The learning objectives of DC generators is to understand the working principle of DC generators and its constructional details. The second objective is to learn about various types of DC generators and its applications. Now, DC missions. The mission which is working on DC power supply is called as DC mission. The same DC machine can be operated as generator as well as a motor. Now, generator. What is generator? A machine which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy is called as generator. The machine which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy is called as a motor. Now, coming to working principle of a DC machine. The DC machine works on the principle of Faraday's laws. Generator principle is that whenever a rotating conductor cuts the magnetic flux and EMF is induced in the conductor, the direction of induced EMF in the conductor can be found by applying Fleming's right hand rule. So Fleming's right hand rule states that by placing the right hand of by taking of your right hand, placing the three fingers of right hand, that is thumb, forefinger and middle finger perpendicular to each other, and the forefinger shows the direction of magnetic flux, thumb shows the direction of motion of conductor, then the middle finger shows the direction of induced EMF in a conductor. This is the Fleming's right hand rule. It is used for finding direction of magnetic flux in the direction of induced EMF in the conductor. Now next is principle of operation of a DC machine, a DC motor. So DC motor principle is that whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic flux, it experiences a force or torque. So the direction of torque developed in a conductor can be found by applying Fleming's left hand rule. So the Fleming's left hand rule states that whenever by placing the three fingers of your left hand perpendicular to each other, that is forefinger, middle finger and thumb perpendicular to each other, the forefinger shows the direction of magnetic flux and middle finger shows the direction of current flowing in the conductor, then the thumb shows direction of motion of the conductor or torque developed. It is the principle of operation of DC motor. The direction of torque can be applied found by applying Fleming's left hand rule. Next, coming to constructional details of DC machine. So DC machine consisting of various parts. They are yoke, pole, pole shoe, field winding, armature, armature conductors, and commutator and brushes. These are the various parts of the DC machine. The DC machine. So yoke. This is the yoke of the DC machine, and this is pole core of the DC machine, and this is pole shoe of the DC machine, and armature core and armature winding and commutator and brushes. These are the various parts of the DC machine. Now we'll discuss one by one various parts of the DC machine. That is uh, the first part of the DC machine. Orally, the DC machine totally parts will be divided into majorly two. One is stator and second one is rotor. Stator is the stationary part of the DC machine and the rotor is rotating part of the DC machine. So in this DC machine, the outer frame, the stator is the outer frame comes under stator of the machine, and the internal part. This is the rotating part of the DC machine. So the total DC machine majorly consists of two parts. The stationary part is stator and rotating part is rotor. Uh, in the stator, again, majorly consisting of these are the main parts. That the first one is yoke, the second one is poles, uh, pole and pole shoes. So these are the main parts of the stator part of the DC machine. Now coming to yoke, what is the yoke of the DC machine? The yoke is the outer frame of the DC machine. Yoke is the outer frame of the DC machine. This is the outer frame. This comes under outer frame of the DC machine. It is called yoke of the DC machine. So it's simply like a skin of our body. Is skin of our body, like the yoke is also serves the same purpose. That is covers the outer frame of the total body. It is made up of a material called cast iron or cast steel. So the major main purpose of this yoke is yoke of the distribution is it provides the required mechanical strength for the whole mission. Whole mission. The second purpose is it carries the magnetic flux produced by the magnetic poles and distributed uniformly in the entire air gap of the DC machine. These are the two purposes of yoke of DC machine. The first purpose is it provides the required mechanical strength. The second one is it provides the path for the magnetic flux for distributing uniformly magnetic flux entirely in the air gap of the DC machine. The second one is magnetic pole. So this is the magnetic pole of the DC machine. Magnetic pole of the DC machine. Magnetic pole is the DC machine. The main purpose of this magnetic pole is, so DC machine mainly uses two types of magnetic poles. One is permanent magnetic poles and second one is electromagnetic poles. So if we use permanent magnetic poles, these permanent magnetic poles produce a required magnetic flux in the DC machine for production of magnetic flux, the production of induced EMF. Or the second one is if the machine size and the rating is larger, then we'll use electromagnets. So these electromagnets consisting of winding also, this winding will carry the current. Whenever the current is supplied to the magnetic poles, they will become magnets. They will acquire magnetic property and produce the required magnetic flux. So here poles are support the field winding which converts which are wound on it. So these poles are connected to the yoke with the help of screws or weldings. The poles are connect to the yoke of the DC machine with the help of screws or by welding. Next, pole shoe. So the shape of the pole core is designed in the form of a shoe. That's why it is named as pole shoe. So the main purpose of the pole shoe is to prevent the slipping of field winding on it. The winding which is used for production of magnetic flux is going to be slip for some time during vibrations. That will be avoided by designing pole in the form of a shoe. The second one is if the magnetic pole is in the form of a shoe, then it will distribute the produced magnetic flux uniformly in the entire air gap. If the magnetic flux is distributed uniformly in the entire air gap, then the produced EMF in the conductors is pure sinusoidal. Pure sinusoidal. So for that, which will use the two purposes of the pole shoe is, one is to avoid the slipping of the field winding. The second one is to spread out the magnetic flux or to distribute the magnetic flux uniformly in the entire air gap. The next part of the stator of the DC machine is field winding. The field winding is wound on a pole core and connected in series or parallel with the armature winding. Armature winding means placed in a rotor So it takes place in series or in parallel with the armature winding. The field coils mounted on a pole shoot to carry the excitation current which is required to make the magnetic poles as electromagnets. So for that purpose we are going to connect it. These magnetic field winding coils connected to external battery in opposite polarity in external battery, and these are connected in the form of that they'll form alternate magnetic poles, that is north and south poles polarity. So this is the main purpose. The field winding having lesser in thin size and larger length, lesser thin size, larger length for carry small amount of current. The field strength which is produced in the magnetic poles is larger, but the amount of current required for the excitation is smaller. Therefore, the cross-sectional area of this field winding is smaller and having larger length of the wire, which is wound on a pole shoes. The next part is the rotor part. It is called armature core and armature winding. So here armature core is is on the rotor of the DC machine. It is the cylindrical slab which having number of slots and teeth. Number of slots and teeth. Uh, Slots means the place where you are going to place the place where you are going to use placing the conductors is called as slots. So this is the place where used for placing armature conductors in it. So armature core generally made up of material called cast iron or cast steel. So cast steel for smaller size machines. For larger size machine it will be silicon steel material also used, and the generally core is designed with lamination. The purpose of lamination of armature core is to reduce the eddy current losses occurs in the DC machine. To avoid this eddy current losses, the armature core is laminated. Next, in the slots of the armature core, we are going to place the winding called armature winding. So in this winding, the EMF is generated in the DC machine. So this winding is called as armature winding. Mainly, this winding is designed in two ways. One is lap winding nature, and second one is wave winding nature. So we are not going in detail this designing of lap and wave windings. Remember here, so here P stands for number of magnetic poles and A stands for number of parallel paths in a machine, number of parallel paths in the winding. Suppose if the armature winding is designed in the form of lap winding, then number of parallel paths in the winding is equal to number of magnetic poles. And suppose if the winding is designed in the form of wave, then number of parallel path is equal to 2. So remember this point is very important. That is, if the winding is designed in the form of lap, so then the number of parallel paths in the winding is equal to number of magnetic poles. Suppose if the winding is designed in the form of wave, then the number of parallel paths is equal to 2. Next part of the DC machine is commutator. So the main function of this commutator is, this is DC generator. Though it is a DC generator, the EMF induced in the armature conductors is sinusoidal, that is AC. So the generated EMF in the armature conductor of a DC generator is converted into DC or unidirectional by using the device called commutator. So the commutator is similar as rectifier, works as rectifier. That's why it is named as mechanical rectifier, which converts alternating generated voltage into direct voltage across the brushes. So generally, commutator consisting of material having two segments. The two segments is divided or separated by insulating media. Generally, the insulating media which is used for commutator segment is mica or mica segments. Mica is used for separating two segments. The two segments are made up of with a material called copper segments. Copper segments. Copper segments, and these copper segments are in rotation in nature, rotating in nature. The next part of the DC is brushes. The purpose of brushes and slip rings in a DC is whatever the amount of voltage generated in the armature conductors converted into DC using commutator, that converted DC is collected by using brushes and slip rings and connected to external load. External load. This is the main purpose of using brushes in a DC machine. Brushes in DC machine. Generally, the brushes of DC machine are made up of carbon or graphite, and they are mounted on the commutator segments. These brushes are mounted on a commutator segments, and these commutator brushes are stationary, but commutator segments are in rotation. So brushes are physically in contact with armature and connected in series, connected, hence the wires are connected to the brushes only. So physically the brush contacts are connected with the armature through wires only, but brushes are in stationary one. So this is about constructional details of DC machine. So in the next class we will discuss about simple loop operation of a DC generator, or how the voltage is generated in a DC machine, and will derive the EMF equation, the voltage equation of a DC generator. Thank you.